Well, thank everybody for coming to the call tonight, taking your time out of your Monday evening to spend it with me. Got some good training here for you tonight. Got a special guest video from a friend of mine that I want to show you guys. But before we get started, a couple things. For those of you that are new, this is a here to help you webinar where I usually come on and I do some sort of a short presentation. Then I go over questions that I got in emails the previous week, and then I take your guys' live questions after those. And of course, during the presentation, lots of times I'll have the chat enabled where you can ask questions if you need to. There's nothing for sale here tonight. This is all just for you guys. I do these calls weekly, every Monday night, provided nothing's happening that I have to miss. I've missed very few since I started these back in March, I guess it was the first one I've done. Like I said, there's nothing for sale here tonight, so don't worry about being pitched anything. And even when I have a guest speaker, guest video, I tell them, that they can do a presentation and we can make mention of a product that they have, but they're not here to do a pitch. So if you're brand new to these calls, don't worry about being sold anything tonight. Although there might be a mention of a product or something, I can't guarantee there won't be a mention of something, but the general idea here is this is all for you guys to give you guys some training, give you a chance to ask questions and get answers here on the spot if I can help you at all. If I can't, well, then I'll research the question throughout the week and I'll provide an answer either directly to you or through the list or through next week's call. But with that said, the second thing I wanted to say is I wanted to thank everybody for the tremendous response I got to the new sign-up page for the new contact system that I'm setting up for these webinars. I did the upgrade for the GVO conference so I could have their integrated contact system, which should cut down on a lot of the emails that you guys get. I know some of the people that just joined my list, if they're getting any of the message I get, I have in my autoresponder series, or they get a broadcast that day, and then they get the notices about the webinar. It's just too many emails in one day, and it was causing people to unsubscribe and complain. So I'm switching everything over to an in-house contact system with GVO to where only those people that are on that list will get the notifications. Now, if you're on that notification plus one of my other lists, you may still get several emails, but I'm not going to be burdening the rest of my list that maybe aren't interested in coming to these calls with the notifications. So just wanted to clarify that, but the page I've been working on to get the registrations, that was the first copy of it that I put up and asked you guys what for your input on it, and I got, oh gosh, I know 60, 70 different replies with, thanks and suggestions to make to it. So I'm going to take all those suggestions into consideration, do some of them that I can, and hopefully by September 1st when I kick off this new contact system, we'll have a really good sign-up page. Now I'm also going to start broadcasting that page out to other areas of the internet. I'm going to start running some paid advertising to it, so we'll start seeing some more people come to the calls. We're averaging about anywhere from 15 to 35 people. I think I've seen maximum 35 people in here on these calls on Monday nights. But I'm going to try to get that higher so we'll have some more interaction for you guys and get more questions asked, because I know there's probably times like after the call is over with, you thought of a question and maybe you forget to go to the page and submit it, or maybe by the time I get the replay up, you forgot the question. So hopefully by having more people in here, some more questions will get asked, and maybe the questions that you're wanting asked will be one of them that gets asked. But with that said, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, tonight I have a special guest, Rick Katz, who runs adtroopers.com. Over the past weekend, I talked with him through Google Plus and asked him if he would do a short training on lead generation and how to get your business started generating your own leads and things you should be doing if you're brand new to marketing yourself or you've been primarily working with other systems that other people built. So over the weekend, Rick and I recorded a good, I don't know, it's about 20 minutes or so video that will give you guys some good training. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, when you watch this video, you're going to recognize some things that he talks about. And another thing you're going to recognize is his teaching style is a lot like mine. He's real similar to the way I teach. So hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. But with that said, let's go ahead and get the video started, and then we'll go to the questions after we get the video.
Okay, so yeah, so this is a three-step formula. Just want to make sure we're on the right thing here. And so it's your three-step formula to create money out of thin air in 2014. And the first part of this is the first step is to break free with your own lead generation system. Okay, what do I mean by that? What most people do when they're trying to generate leads is most people use other people's lead generation systems. Okay, and if that's what you're doing, again, that's fine, but if you want to get the best results, let me show you a better way of doing it. When you use your own lead generation system, first of all, it's not that hard to do. And you're going to have your own list. You're going to need, of course, you're going to need like an autoresponder service, something like Aweber or something. None of this stuff is out of the realm of possibility, okay? Let me put it to you this way. If you want to if you aren't that serious, let's put it this way, if you're not that serious about your internet business, then you can use just whatever, use other people's stuff and everything. You're never going to hit the kind of money that you want to hit. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're never going to be able to be a full-time marketer. And if your goal is just to make an extra few bucks a month or something, just to $100 a month, couple $100 a month, then you don't have to follow any of the stuff that I'm going to show you. But if your goal is to make a couple $1,000s or more per month, and start making some serious money, get to where you can do this full time, then this is the kind of stuff I suggest that you do. So yeah, so you're going to be able to build your own list, and when you have your own list, you're going to be able to sell anything that you want to sell. When you know how to do this stuff, when you know how to create your own lead generation systems, you can go into any niche that you want, because whatever niche you go, or some people call it niche, whatever, I call it niche. Yeah, if you look in the dictionary, I think it's pronounced niche. But anyway, if you can go into any, once you know how to build your own lead generation system, you can go into any niche that you want. And also, you're in control of your business and you're in control of your future, right? Okay, if you're creating your own lead generation system, you're in control. And one of the big things is you're branding you. You're not branding someone else or some other business or some other system. Okay. Let me say just a real quick word about systems. Don't let anybody tell you that using somebody else's system is the answer. Okay, it's not. I'm going to tell you the number one reason why it's not. If you're using somebody else's system, well, guess what? So are probably hundreds, maybe thousands of other people using that system. And so you're competing with hundreds or thousands of other people. You're just making life much harder for you. Now, they'll tell you things like, oh, that's just being, that's just being, what's the word, poverty-minded or whatever, scarcity-minded is the word I'm trying to say. No, it's not. It's reality. You know, whatever niche that you're in, whether it's the make money at home niche, the MLM niche, the weight loss niche, the dating niche, the how-to niche, whatever it is, whatever niche that you're in, it's usually a small, tight niche. Even if there's like millions of people in it, which there are in these niches, it's still, people see the same stuff. People are in the same places. Wherever you're promoting, there's probably going to be, wherever you're going to be promoting, there's probably going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of other people promoting the same system. Okay, so you don't want to be competing with those people. Again, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I'm trying to show you how to make life a little easier on you, and how to get to the money a lot easier. Now, obviously, you're looking at this, and I'm telling you, create your own lead generation system. Probably most of you watching this are saying, how? How do I do that? I mean, it sounds like a good idea, Rick, but how do I do that? Well, it's not that hard. There are programs out there that you can create your own lead capture pages, for example. Okay, there are you can get your own autoresponder service like Aweber or something like that. Trafficway, there's a bunch of them. And if you want to ask me, I can give you suggestions on that. Also, hang on a second. So there's systems to make lead capture pages. There's systems to make web pages, and stuff that's easy to work with. Stuff that even brand new people can work with. Okay, there's programs that you can use. Okay, and some of them are free, some of them are cheap. So don't let the idea of I don't know how to do this stuff stop you, because it's not that hard to do. I'm telling you, it's not any harder than probably what you're already doing in some respects. Now a lead generation system is going to consist of a few different things. It's going to consist of a capture page, okay, that people are going to opt into and subscribe to your list, right? Again, if this is all foreign stuff to you, I'll don't worry, just hang in there with me, okay? We'll straighten it all out. So it consists of a lead capture page where people opt in. Now, obviously, you have to give people a reason to opt in, right? So the reason to opt in is what people these days call lead magnets. So it could be anything. It could be a free report. It could be a free video. It could be almost whatever. But it just has to be something that people go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I want that. And so well, that'll bring up the question: how do I do that? Where do I come up with stuff to give away? Well, you can either create it, or you could, and I can show you ways to create stuff that's very, very easy to do. But if you don't want to do that, or if you're not ready to do that, you can do, private label rights, PLR, or master label rights. You can even just do a search on Google for PLR, and you'll find a bunch of places where you can sign up, and you could download reports and software and all sorts of things that you can give away. You could even give away multiple things. You could create a capture page and say, hey, you opt in, I'm going to give you all 5 of these amazing, reports or software programs or whatever. So there's plenty of stuff out there that you can give away. The idea is you want it to be your own page, and it's so easy to do. There's no reason to have to use somebody else's stuff. There's just really no reason for it. Okay. It's not that hard to do. Again, you're going to have your own list. When you have your own list, you can sell whatever you want to your list. Now, here's the thing here's a big mistake that I see a lot of people make too. Maybe they're an affiliate, for a certain program, or maybe a certain business opportunity or whatnot, and they're using some lead generation system that their upline or the company they're working for has given them, and they're generating leads. Now, here's a big problem. All the leads you're generating, you're trying to sell them on this particular product or this particular program, right? Well, okay, let's say that over time you get, say, 1,000 leads. Okay, you generate 1,000 leads, however long it takes you, whether it's a month, a year, whatever. You generate 1,000 leads trying to sell them on your business opportunity or your product or program or whatever it is. Okay, now, out of those 1,000 leads that you have, okay, this is, kind of a duh type thing. Are all 1,000 of those people going to sign up with you and your program or buy your product? The answer is no, obviously. In fact, if you even have 10%, that would be phenomenal. Okay, it's probably going to be more like 1%, 2%, something like that. Excuse me. Right? So let's say best case scenario, 10% of those 1,000 leads you convert. Okay, absolute best case scenario. If you have a better case scenario than 10%, please, we need to talk because I want to learn what you're doing. And when I say convert, I'm talking about to a paid program or a paid product or something. I'm not talking about convert into something free, okay? So let's say 10% of those people buy, best case scenario. You now have 900 people sitting on your list twiddling their thumbs, okay? They don't want what you're selling, but they opted in because they're looking for something. They're looking to make more money, or they're looking for this, or looking. It depends on what niche you're talking about. If you're in the weight loss niche, they opted in because they're looking to lose weight. They just didn't want the product you were selling, maybe. But it doesn't mean they're not going to be open to something else. So that's why it's so important to build your own list using your own lead generation system, because then you could, if those 900 people that didn't sign up for the thing they opted in to take a look at or to find out about, you now have other things that you can sell. Okay, so hopefully you can understand why I'm saying that your own lead generation system is vitally important. Okay, so let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is become a web property owner. Okay, now again, I don't want to freak anybody out here. What does that mean to become a web property owner? Well, it's very, very simple. On the internet, web property owners are the bosses, just like property owners in the real world. Okay? Okay, just like, if you owned a real estate, property, in the real world. Okay? Property owners are the bosses. Okay? And on the internet, it's the same thing. The difference is you can own property online very, very cheap. It's very, very easy. You buy a domain name, you buy hosting, and you put up a website. It could be very cheap to put up a website. Depends on what kind of site you want. Okay, and there's all different kinds of websites. It could be an e-commerce site. It could be a membership site. It could be a blog. It could be really anything. But the reason you want to be a web property owner is there's multiple reasons. Excuse me, guys. There's multiple reasons why you want to be a web property owner. main reason is because uh, if you work on your property, on your web property, the value can just keep going up, up, up all the time. There could be no limit to it. You can create a web property, this month that 5 years from now can be worth, $1 million. Okay, why not? People do it. People do it all the time. How do you add value to your property? Well, it depends on what kind of web property it is, what kind of website it is. But if, for example, if it's like a membership site, over 5 years, if you end up with, thousands of paying members, you got a very, 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 very valuable property there, right? So, you know, uh, you know, if you don't own any websites, uh, or even if you do and you haven't been thinking about creating any other websites or building any other websites, why not? Again, it's easy to do. You just need a domain name, you need web hosting, and you need some kind of program to create to create your web pages and so forth. And there's many ways of doing it that are easy and also either free or cheap. You can set up a blog for free. You can set up a website with like a WordPress blog for free. Cost you nothing. For if you want to get into spending a little bit of money, if you want to invest a little bit of money, you can set up like some kind of a membership site. Okay, and if you're new, you're probably going, well, okay, a membership site sounds good, but what's the membership site going to be about? Well, it could be about a million different things. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a membership site that people pay for. You could have a membership site, for example, that's free to join. You provide information, or you provide articles, you provide videos, you provide a lot of different things that your niche market will find valuable, and you could have them join for free. Now, what good would that be to do? Well, if you have a membership site, and people, you have members, well, guess what? You can advertise to those people anything that you want. It's just like a list. Okay, it's another way of building a list. In fact, I have found it to be one of the easiest ways to build a list is creating a membership site that's people could join for free. Now, some of my membership sites have upgrades that you can upgrade if you want, to get access to more stuff, right? So you can make money from people upgrading. But even the people that are free, I could sell them other stuff, right? So it's just like having a really good list. So, and again, the value of your membership site can just keep going up, up, up all the time as you keep promoting it and more people join. Now, the other cool way another cool thing of a website is if you attach an affiliate program to it, right? Then, and again, all this stuff is easy to do. I don't. When I build a website, I don't build them from scratch, okay? I'm not a technical person. I buy the scripts and I hire people, and that's how I do it. So if you create a membership site, especially one that has an affiliate program, you're having people send you members, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So you're promoting it, your affiliates are promoting it, and that's why I say that the value of your property can just keep going up all the time. It could be just a straight line up in value, and after a few years can be really worth something. You have something that is of value, that you can either sell or just keep making money from. It's I want you to really think about this, okay? And maybe even if you own a website or two, why stop? Why not just keep creating them? Again, they're cheap, and they're easy to do. Yeah, you got to put some work into it, but if you're an internet marketer, if you've gone online and you're trying to make money online, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to make any money unless you work at it. Okay, I haven't found a way yet to get away with not working. Now, what you can do is you can do kind of like what I do, work really hard for a week or two, and then kind of take it easy for a little while. Take a couple of days off or whatever, or however you want to do it. But it's not like you have to. Or what I do a lot is I come in early in the morning in my office, work really hard for a few hours, and I'll take the afternoon off, and then come back at night and do a little bit more work. Right? So you can do it any way you want, but the main thing is you want to be creating value so that you can start making money, and it all comes down to creating your own lead generation system, building your own list, and owning your own web properties. Okay. Now, also, it doesn't mean if you're creating your own lead capture systems, if you're creating your own web properties, it doesn't mean you can't. It doesn't mean you can't promote other people's stuff. It doesn't mean, like, for example, if you're in a certain business opportunity of one or another, it doesn't mean you can't keep promoting that. You can, but again, doing what I'm showing you here actually makes it easier. Okay, to do that. It makes it easier to do that. I'll give you an example. A little over a year ago, I joined a business opportunity, and because I've been doing this, I've been building my own lead generation systems, and because I've been building my own web properties, okay, I have tens of thousands of people on my list. So when I joined this business opportunity, it took off really fast, because from owning different web properties and having my own list, a lot of people knew me, and so when I told them about this business opportunity, a lot of people were paying attention, right? If they didn't know who I was, if I just started generating, raw traffic to try to sell people this business opportunity, I wouldn't have made a hundredth of what I made due to the fact that I have web properties and I have my own lead capture systems. Does that make sense? All right, so like what I was saying before, though, is I don't do all this stuff on my own. Okay, I hire people to do certain things. I buy certain scripts and things like that. And if you want to get into doing this, then that's step 3. Get people to help you with the stuff that you don't know or have time for. Okay, and when you do that, when you get people to help you, it's going to save you a lot of time, for one thing. Okay, if you have to learn how to do it, there's people like that. There's some people that they want to learn how to do everything, whatever is involved in their business. I'm going to learn that myself, and I'm going to do that myself. Well, that's fine, but I know people like that, and they never make any money, because it takes too long to learn and how to do everything. So you're going to get into profit a lot faster if you get help. Okay. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses. The stuff that's your strong points, you should focus on, and the stuff that you're weaker on, don't take 5 years to get better at them. Get somebody to help you with them. Okay, so this is your 3 steps, and I'm telling you, this is money, guys. This is money. Start creating your own lead generation systems. Become a web property owner, or if you already are, start creating more web properties, and get help. Okay, you can't do it all on your own. If you're going to try to do everything on your own, it's either never going to get done or it's going to take you a really, really long time. I mean, uh, it's going to take you like years.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a little chat I had with Rick Katz over this past weekend. And I asked him to do you guys a little presentation on how to get started and things you should be working on to build your own business instead of relying on other people's systems to be built for you. Now, I got a couple of notes that I wanted to add to this after we recorded this. I thought of a couple of other things. When he was talking about dealing with other people's systems, what he was really talking about is like these programs you'll see where people start, it's like a network marketing type thing. It could be, not network marketing, but, that's where you see it the most. But just to give you an example, let's say the Empower Network. When that first started, everybody jumped on the bandwagon promoting Empower Network, and everybody was using the same exact capture pages, the same exact videos, the same exact email series. And I don't remember exactly, but it seems like they had their own autoresponder system. I don't remember now exactly if they did or not. I know they don't now. Now they let you use your own. But basically what it was, I mean, you had thousands of people promoting the same exact thing. You just got pummeled to death with it. And people eventually turned a blind eye to it because they've seen it so much. And what Rick was talking about was, if you're just, again, using the Empower Network, I'm not promoting Empower Network. I'm not saying, it's a good thing to be in or not. But I'm just saying if you're in some sort of a system like that, create your own, review page, lead capture page, website about it, something that stands out from everybody else's, and you'll do a lot better with it than promoting the exact same things that everybody else is doing. In other words, you're eliminating all the other competition by being unique. And then when he was talking about the web property owner, I meant to mention this to Rick when we were talking. A lot of marketers will build their web properties, especially if they're building around a specific product or a system. They'll build it with the end game or a way out built into it from the very beginning. Now, what I mean by that is a long time ago, Mike Filsaime did a webinar where he talked about building the end game. And basically what he was talking about was when you're building your systems and programs and products, try to keep them, somewhat segregated. You of course want to, brand yourself with it so you get people to, recognize that it's you that's behind the system or program or product, so, you'll have easier time, making sales and getting signups or whatever. But don't integrate it so much with the rest of your marketing that, that if later down the road you decide you want to sell off that system or you want to move into another business model or something, that it's really hard to separate it out from everything else you're doing and be able to sell it. And that's easily accomplished by, setting up, specific domains for products that or systems that you're setting up that you feel might do well later on, that you might have a possibility of later on selling it out to someone else. Setting up, separate autoresponder series for it, so that you can, the people that have opted into that list to find out more about that product or system, that you could export that and give that list to the new property owner that should you decide to sell it. I don't do that so much with my products. My main business model is, resale rights and then the coaching. So, there's probably not much way I'm going to ever be able to sell out any of that because, resale rights, anybody can buy resale rights to start with. But then my coaching, it's, I guess I could offer resale rights to it or something like that later down the road if I decided I wanted to do something like that. But I can never just totally sell it out because it's just branded too much with me. But if I wanted to start, say, a lead generation system or a traffic generation system, something along that lines, or if I wanted to go into another niche, say like with the options trading product that I have now, that was a resale rights product that I bought. But if I wanted to, go to the expense of creating my own product in options trading, I would build that from the very beginning, knowing that eventually I might want to sell it out to somebody else, or maybe sell the resale rights to somebody else so that they could brand it as their own. And of course, most people, that's kind of hard to do at the very beginning, because you're just getting started. And when you're just getting started, the first things you want to do, is you want to start branding yourself, getting people to know you, to recognize you, and to trust you, just like I talked about in last week's training. You got to have people, that trust you and follow you. So at first it's kind of hard to do that, but later on, as you get into your marketing and you move into other business models, you might want to keep that in mind, that if you're not going to brand it totally to you, it's something that you could have its own brand. You might want to think about keeping that in mind, that having a way out, having a way to be able to sell it out later down the road. And of course, like I said, that's an advanced tactic. Hey guys, could y'all hear me now? I got disconnected for some reason. We're having some electrical storms here. Can you guys hear me again? Or do I need to log out and log back in again? Okay. It's not showing my picture there. I don't know what's happened here. We had a flash of lightning and then I got disconnected. So I guess we'll continue, and you guys can look at the little black box there. I guess you're seeing a black box. I don't know what you're seeing. I'm seeing a little black box here on my end. Anyway, that was the notes. I hope you got to hear that, and if you didn't, it'll be in the replay. But I want to go back through some of the comments here, see if we had some questions before we move on to the questions that we got in emails. Mary Ellen said, 5K, tried that one now. Like recurring, pure leverage is my favorite. So forwarding good traffic when getting started, okay. And then Roy says, getting a list is not hard. It's building good relationships. That's the hard part. Exactly, Roy. Building a relationship and getting response to your emails and to your connection request and your contact request is the hard part. Sid's asking, why do you only run a campaign for a few weeks? Well, Sid, it's not that you would run a campaign for just a few weeks. It could be, it's the lifespan of the product or system, whatever it is. It might be the reason why you would run a campaign for just a few weeks. I have autoresponder series that I have set up that have 365 messages in them. They get an email every single day, and that's an extremely long campaign. It took me months to build that campaign. But most of my autoresponder series, I take it that you're asking about an autoresponder campaign is what you're talking about. But most of them are just built specifically around one topic, and after so long, people are either interested in it or not. So, after so long, it doesn't pay to keep beating a dead horse, I guess is the best way to say it. But then, like I said, I have, another autoresponder campaign I know of that has, like I said, 365 messages, and it took me, a good 4 months to build up that email series. And basically what it's doing, it's promoting, just little products. Just trying to get people to move from my free list. It's actually a free list. Trying to get people to move from my free list to my paid list is all that campaign is about. And I run that campaign, the traffic to that opt-in page, some of these lower quality traffic places, where you get traffic really cheap, and if you get opt-ins, they're people that get bombarded with other offers. The idea there is I'm trying to get them over to my buyers list. Once they're on my buyers list, they get exposed to me and the rest of my products, and of course my trainings and things. But that campaign, like I said, is mostly just for the lower quality traffic, where I'm just sending those people an email every single day trying to get them to buy something, one of my resale rights or PLR products, or even, I think I even have a few of my softwares in there. But I'm just trying to get them to move from that list to the other list. But, that's the best way I could explain it to you, Sid. It just depends on the actual reason why you built the campaign to start with. It may be something that, that does have, a time limit or a lifespan, and you'd need, there's no sense in dragging it on after it's, you've extended that. And Roy says, some people run them for 10 days. Okay, talking about the giveaways. Mary Ellen says, a bolt from God. Yeah, it was. It was a wake-up call. Sanjay says, a black box. Yeah, I'd say everybody's seeing the black box right now. If I totally disconnected and reconnected, I'd lost all your guys' questions. That's why I didn't do that. You guys have seen my face enough anyway. You know what I look like. See, it says the list builder campaign that other people contribute to. Dana says, what do you do with a list when you reach the end of your AR series with the names who have not bought? That's what I was just talking about, Dana. On your free list, if you're building a free list, just keep adding messages to it, and just keep sending them emails, and eventually maybe they'll buy something, move from your free list to your buyers list. Now, one thing you guys need to do is go into your autoresponder service and do some house cleaning every now and then. You can go in there and do searches and see if people have opened an email or clicked an email in a certain period. And if they haven't, you can segregate them off to either another list, or you can just, delete them from your list altogether, which is what I do. I go into mine every 3 months, and I look for people that haven't opened an email in 3 months or clicked a link in 3 months. And those people that, in 90 days haven't opened the email or clicked a link, I figure they're not reading my emails, or they would be opening to start with. I'd be seeing the open rates. So I just delete them from my list, because most autoresponder companies charge you by the amount of subscribers you have, not by the amount of emails you send, but by the amount of subscribers. So there's no sense in me paying for 500 people that aren't opening the emails. I just go ahead and delete them out. And then I recommend everybody get into that house cleaning habit. Every 3 months, log into your autoresponder and do a search looking for people that aren't reading your emails. There's no point in keeping them on your list if they're not opening your emails. Jerry says, what is a good autoresponder to use and products to promote? I'm new to this. Jerry, the best thing I can tell you as far as an autoresponder, most people use either Aweber or GetResponse. Aweber seems to be the easiest for people to use, but it is slightly more expensive than GetResponse. GetResponse is a little bit cheaper, and GetResponse's interface is getting a little easier to use. And some people love the GetResponse interface. I have accounts with both. I'm getting more familiar with GetResponse. I'm trying to move more of my things over to GetResponse, so I do get some more use out of it. I've had that account for 3 years, I guess, and don't have very many people on my list over there at all. One thing I do like about GetResponse, though, is they do integrate with JVZoo. I really like that. Or anybody that buys a product for me that I've got listed over on JVZoo, they'll automatically get added to my buyers list over on GetResponse. So I do like that. As far as products to promote, by promoting, I'm taking it that you're asking about affiliate type products, or maybe you're talking about products of your own to sell. Is that what you're asking? Okay. Again, you can go into affiliate marketing, find out what's converting good, what people are, getting sales from as far as affiliate marketing. Myself, I do my own product creation and buy resale rights, exclusive rights that I can sell products. That's the route I've taken. I don't do as much affiliate marketing as I used to. I do some, but not as much as I used to. But I guess the best thing to tell you to do, Jerry, would be go to some of the launch boards websites, and I'll post some links to some of those on the replay for you guys in case you haven't ever been to any of those. But these product creators, they'll go on to these launch notification websites and post, notices about products they're getting ready to launch. Those, if you're into affiliate marketing, that's a great place to find, upcoming products. You can be promoting the same thing everybody else is promoting at that same time, or find good products, that you can just, that may be evergreen that you could add to an autoresponder series. JV Launch Pro, JV Launch Notify Pro, I believe, is the biggest one that most people use. And of course, there's getting to be a lot of Facebook groups for that now too. I think there's several JV Zoo launch notification groups on Facebook now. That would be where I would start, Jerry, is get either a AWeber or GetResponse account. And if you want to do affiliate marketing, go to some of the launch boards and see what people are getting ready to release, and maybe get your affiliate links ahead of time, or go ahead and create review pages and that type of thing. Roy says some people delete non-clickers after 30 to 90 days. Exactly, Roy. That's what I was just talking about. That's what I do. Okay. Do you guys have any questions on Rick's training on his 3 simple steps for building your business? Did any of that sound familiar to you? Like especially point number 2. Those of you that are in the inner circle, you should have heard point number 2 several times. Okay, well, let's go on with the questions I got in email this past week. See if I can get that pulled up here. Okay, here's the questions I got from the web form on last week's replay. First question is, what's the difference between your go-to expert training and the build a web presence training you have in the SWR membership site? This is from somebody that's in the Inner Circle membership site now. The go-to expert training is a small training I done mainly to promote my Wizard Outline Generator product. It's a getting started, getting yourself known on the internet as being, somebody to listen to in the niche that you might be into. It was, like I said, 20-30 minute training. I can't remember exactly how long it was now, but it was just an overall summary of how to get yourself noticed in a niche that you're interested in. Now, the Build a Web Presence training that's inside the Success with Rick membership site, that's a full fleshed out building up a web presence, and it's actually along the same lines of the go-to expert training. You're trying to get people to notice you and to be able to find you out on the internet and see what, how you're involved in that niche, and the different ways they can contact you. In other words, it goes into greater detail of expanding that, that expert awareness that you're hoping to get in any niche you're in. You're hoping that if you go into any niche, people are going to look to you as the person to get the answers and solutions. So the go-to expert training was just a short summary of the main training. Like I said, then that's the Build a Web Presence. I hope that answers that question. It's basically a summary. Is the go-to expert is a summary, and the Build a Web Presence is the expanded version where it goes into greater detail. The next question says, you mentioned your sales funnel group coaching class a couple of times. Is that available anywhere? And actually, no, it's not available anywhere right now, and I'll tell you the reason why it's not available. When I first did that coaching class, I hosted every bit of the videos over on YouTube, and I had nearly 500 videos over on my YouTube account, and got one complaint about one video over on my YouTube account. One complaint, one video, and Google deleted my YouTube account. So I lost every single one of the videos. Now, the good news is I've got the original Camtasia recordings, and I'm planning on going back through those and re-rendering them and putting them over on my Amazon S3 account and packaging that up for people to be able to access, because I've had several people ask me about if there was a way they could go back through that training, or people that are interested in taking it. And the short answer is no, it's not available anywhere because Google took it away from me. That's a lesson learned for you guys. I talked to a guy this past weekend over on Skype. He's got his whole web business built on Blogger blogs. I mean, every single thing he does is on a Blogger blog. And then he does some video training, and of course he's got that all on YouTube. And I told him about what happened with me. Just one complaint is all it took, and they deleted over 500 videos over on YouTube. So I hope that woke him up to realize you can't depend on free services for your business. first off, it's not professional looking to build everything on free services. I know if I'm going out looking for information on something, thinking about buying a product and something, and it's all on free services, first off, it tells me they're not serious about it, or that otherwise they'd be investing in themselves and have their own website and have their own video hosting. So anyway, that's the short answer. It's not available anywhere, but it will be soon as I get a chance to go back through the videos and re-render them, so I can host them over on my Amazon account. The next question I got says, what do you think about the new features JVZoo added, specifically the auto affiliate and launch announcements? JVZoo has been adding a lot of new features to their marketing place here lately, and a lot of them are really good. The auto affiliate one, I kind of like it and I kind of don't like it. What it is they've got some sort of algorithm, some sort of criteria that affiliates meet, that if they apply to be an affiliate of a product, they get auto approved, whether or not the product owner has it set to manual or not. And in a way, I can see that being a good thing, because I'm sure, at least I'm hoping, that their criteria for auto approving people, it means they're going to be approving people that aren't going to turn out to be scammers. I guess you all know that there's a huge possibility for credit card scammers over on JVZoo and Warriors Plus. Warriors Plus is really bad right now, and I've had problems with JVZoo in the past myself. But I kind of, like I said, I kind of agree with the auto affiliate thing, but then there's other ways I don't like. I like to know what their criteria is, and of course they're not going to release that. They said they weren't going to release the criteria, I guess, so people wouldn't game the system. The last one, the one they just added, that launch announcements, and if you've got products listed over in the vendor marketplace, you'll notice a little rocket thing right there beside your product's title. You can click that little rocket thing, and they'll give you the first launch announcement promotion for free. And what it does, it basically just puts it on a just listed or just announced type listing, products that just got released. And then I believe, and I'm not sure exactly when you can do it, but you can bump that back up just like you would bump a WSO thread over on the Warrior forum. But they charge you for that second time. They give you that first time for free, but then that second time they charge you, and I can't remember, it seemed like it's $20. That's what they charge for that. I did that on a couple of mine, did that, the free launch promotion thing, and I couldn't tell that it made any difference. But then again, when you do something like that and you're giving everybody a free shot at it, I mean, there's just going to be constant, people submitting there, so it's going to be easy for it to scroll down, and it gets to be, so many in there, people, they don't go past page or two of those and they quit looking. Just like, the Google search results, most people, when they go do a search on a search engine, they'll look through one or two pages, 3 at the max, and then they're done. If they didn't find what they wanted, they're done searching that term, they search some other term. So it's kind of along the lines of that. If you're not on the first page or two of them announcements, it's not going to do you much good. I can't say I didn't get any sales from it. I don't know that I did, and there's no way of tracking it. So that's one thing I don't like about that last one they did. There's no way of tracking whether it helped you or not. I'm definitely not going to spend the $20 to bump one of them, since I couldn't see no evident results from the couple of times that I've tried it with the free ones. So, but I like the new features that they're adding. I mean, at least they are trying to make that marketplace, an all-in-one, that services every one of your needs. Warriors Plus started out doing that. Warriors Plus for a long time was my favorite marketing place, but Michael Lance has kind of let it slide now. He's trying to, now that JVZoo is starting to capture the marketplace, he's trying to add more features and get on par with JVZoo, but he's a long way behind them now. JVZoo has went way ahead of him with the features they've added here in the last few months. And then the last question I got, and you guys are probably getting a lot of emails about this. Have you heard of Brian Winter's Force 5 income? Is it the same as his Siphon system and 5-figure day systems. And yes, it is. It's almost exactly the same thing. Brian Winters releases these programs or systems, whatever you want to call it, about every 6 months to a year or so. He'll launch a new one, and they're basically based upon the same principle. Um, if you guys were ever in the Siphon system, basically what it was is you joined that system, and then you promoted that the affiliate URL that they gave you, and then the first 5 people that joined went automatically onto your list, and then from there on they built their own list. And of course, the 5-figure day was the exact same thing. It worked exactly the same way. And I haven't looked into Force 5 income, but from what I've been reading, it's almost the exact same thing as 5-figure day. The only thing I didn't like about, the Siphon system was okay in that I think it forced you to use Aweber. I think that was the only real drawback to it, which that's not a real drawback, forcing you to use Aweber. But the Siphon system was better in the, it didn't cost as much to be in that system. The 5-figure day was expensive. I mean, it was like $97 a month to be in that. That was just ridiculous. Like I said, I haven't looked into Force 5 income. It's just started a week or so ago. It's not been going very long at all. And of course, you're seeing it everywhere now. People's capture pages for the Force 5 income. So it looks exactly like the 5-figure day. I don't see much difference between the two. I think Brian is just, put a new coat of paint on it and calling it a new system is basically what he's done. That's what he's done with the last 3 systems that he's put out. He's just, updated the graphics, changed the wording a little bit, and put a new name on it. Do they work? Yeah, they work. I did great with the Siphon system when I was in it. I didn't stay in it very long. 5-figure day, I only tried the free part of it, but it did okay. And in fact, I've still get an occasional sign up to that 5-figure day, even though it's, I'm just doing the free system with it. They do work, but it goes back to, I guess, in the training we had with Rick tonight, there's just hundreds and thousands of people promoting those same exact pages. And with Brian's systems here, and you don't have any choice but to promote those. So it's going to be one of those things where, there's just going to be so many people promoting the same exact thing, they're going to get ad blindness to it and not paying attention to it after a while because it all looks the same. But yeah, the short answer is I've heard of this Force 5 income, and it looks to me to be exact same thing as 5-figure day. I haven't looked into it as far as what it costs or anything, but if it's anything like the 5-figure day, it's probably way overpriced. Okay, that's all the questions that I got in the emails this past week. You're always saying it's a good practice to only promote products you have purchased. That way you are selling from experience. That's just like I heard Squidoo sold out to hub pages. So a lot of Squidoo lenses are just gone. Work that people put into poof, gone. Exactly. I guess we're always talking about a couple of my comments a minute ago. And exactly, Roy, that's one of the things I tell people that join my list. I don't promote anything that I don't use myself or have tried myself and know that it works. Any kind of promotion that I send out in my emails, that I've at least tried it or I'm using it now myself. And you guys ought to know by now that I don't promote the product of the day or the flavor of the week. Just because something makes product of the day don't mean I'm going to promote it. I have to try it myself and make sure it's going to work, because I don't want to promote something that doesn't work at all. So that's a good advice, Roy, to use something yourself before you promote it. That way, another good point about that is you can give insight to the product that other people might not be telling about. Maybe some features to it, or a different way to use it, or another way to to get more out of it. If you're using it yourself, you can see those things and find ways that you can use it better, and that's the things that you could stress in your promotions. How you're using it, how the results you're getting with it. Jerry says, what about ClickBank or ClickSure? Are they good? I do not want to be scammed. I have heard good things about JBZoo, but I heard good and bad about ClickBank and ClickSure. Um, ClickBank has done a lot here in the past couple of years to try to clean up their marketplace. There was a period in time a year or two ago where they were letting all kinds of these $37 push a button income type programs be listed in their marketplace, and they have cleaned out a lot of those. In fact, to list a product on ClickBank, it has to go through an approval process, and before they started doing their house cleaning, it was just like a 4 or 5 day wait to get a product approved. Now it's like it could be 2 to 3 weeks before they approve a product. Now it's not because they're backed up, which I'm sure they have a lot of products get submitted every day, so they do have a good backlog. But they go into and they check. They check the whole sales funnel out and make sure it works. That's one thing I do like about ClickBank. They'll send somebody to review the product and go through the whole sales flow process and make sure everything works, because they want their customers to have the end product once they make a purchase and they go through the sign up process or whatever it is you're selling. They want to make sure that they get whatever it is they were buying at the end of the sales funnel. So that's another reason why it's so delayed with them getting the product approval now, because it takes them a while to go through that sales funnel that you've set up. And if they find problems, or they find something that sounds misleading, they'll let you know. They're really trying to adhere to the FTC guidelines now. Now, ClickSure, they're pretty much anything goes. I'll be honest with you. When I get an email about a product that's being sold over on ClickSure, when I see that it's being sold on ClickSure, that's the first mark against it. ClickSure will just approve anything. They're kind of like ClickBank there was 3 or 4 years ago when they were doing allowing all those $37 products in there. ClickSure will approve anything, and in fact, they may even have an auto approve system. I'm not sure, but I'm leery of anything sold on ClickSure, and I doubt that I would have promote anything as an affiliate that is on ClickSure unless I knew the product owner and I had been through the sales funnel, made sure that it works. If I had done those two things, if I know the guy that created the product and that's selling it, and I've been through the sales process and seen that it worked, the customer actually gets their product at the end of the sales funnel, then I would consider, promoting a ClickSure product. But just in general, to go over there in our marketplace and try to find something to promote, no, I don't think I would. ClickBank, I would trust over ClickSure, but ClickSure I definitely wouldn't blindly promote anything from there. Okay, do you guys have any other questions along with Rick's training earlier, or any other questions that you might have that didn't get submitted this past week? I apologize for getting disconnected there earlier. I don't know what happened. Everybody's seen a little black box up there now. Jerry says, I have just one more question. How does someone learn how to make their own product? It depends on the type of product you're wanting to make, Jerry. Ebooks, PDF ebooks, that type of thing, they're really easy to create. If you have a word processor like Microsoft Word or even OpenOffice or any of the other, there's several different free office systems that you can get. It's easy to create a product with those. You just gather your data into a doc file or a word processing file, whatever they call them. In Word, Microsoft Word is called a doc file, and you just export it to PDF, and that's how you create an ebook. Video is basically you're gathering up your data and you're creating the videos, and then you save them off to somewhere that they can be downloaded. Audio, basically the same thing. You record the audios and put them available for download. The hard part about creating your own products, creating the product is the easy part. The hard part is getting the sales pages and the funnel set up, and then ultimately the marketing to that sales funnel. That's the hard part of product creation. And of course, you're going to deal with that part of it even as an affiliate marketer, generating the traffic. You may not have to worry about creating the sales pages so much because those are usually done for you, but still, the marketing part, getting traffic to the sales pages or opt-in pages, something that everybody has to deal with. But product creation is not really that hard. I know people put a lot of effort into it and they take too much time in creating a product because they want it to be perfect, so it takes them way too long to get something out. And myself, I was that same way when I first started doing them. I wanted it to be perfect. Something that I could have gotten done in a week, I'd wind up taking a month and a half, 2 months on it. And, what I found later on is, get the basics of what you want in your product ready and working, and get the product released, and then take feedback from your customers and do an update. That's the best way to release a product is, get the basics of what you want out there, release it, get feedback, and then do an update. And your customers appreciate that when you do updates. And in fact, people that, I buy a product from and then they do an update, it makes me respect them more by them coming back, and updating their product with, more info or, something that makes it a little easier to work with or whatever. But, a lot of people, they want something to be too perfect, I guess is the best way to put it. They want it to be too perfect before they release it, and that just kills your productivity. And a lot of times, it's discouraging because, if you're in that mentality where you feel like it has to be perfect, you probably may not ever release a product. And that's a bad thing too, to spend lots of time on working on something then never release it because you just feel like it's not perfect enough. Okay, we're running just a little bit over an hour now. Do you guys have any other questions before we call it a night tonight? Again, I wanted to say thanks to everybody that replied over the weekend to the new sign-up system page. I'll be activating that new system September the 1st, so next week will be the last time you get the contact notices from this system that I have set up now. So I'll have the sign-up link down under the replay so you guys can get on the new notification system. It's functional now. I did get that question too. The system is functional. It's just I'm trying to tweak the actual sign-up page, to where it's more appealing to people to get the best results from it. But the system itself, is functional. So if you do go ahead and register for it, you'll be on the new notification list. The one last thing I wanted to say, the people that are in the Success with Rick Inner Circle membership, we're having our last class this come Wednesday, and I need for all of you that can to come to that class because we're going to actually do a vote on the next class that we're going to start in September. I'll give more details on that. I've got a couple of ideas on what we could do next, but I want to get your guys' input on it instead of just forcing a new topic on you guys. But anyway, that's for you guys that are in that. If you're not in that, look for the emails I sent out, where you can go try it out for 14 days and see what you think about it. That's open until September the 1st. After September the 1st, I'm closing out the membership again until February. It won't be open again until February of next year. But thanks for coming again tonight, guys. Apologize for the little blip we had there and the power that got me disconnected. Look forward to seeing you guys on next week's call. And like I said, when send out the replay, there'll be a form on there where you can send in your questions for next week. If you have something that needs urgent attention, you can send me an email. Or if you're in the Inner Circle, use the private message board or connect with me through Skype. Again, thanks for coming tonight, guys. Have a great week.